What is up, everybody? What is up? It is Tammy coming to you live from my office tonight. It is Monday night. It is Magic Monday, and it is 8:30 on Monday night. So here I am. And I wanted to say hello to everybody tonight. And as you jump on here, as you can see below me, just say hello and tell me where you're watching from tonight. Um, I was live earlier this morning for the new morning show. The morning show, no, I'm just kidding. The new morning live, which was Wake and Bake this morning. I'm not going to do that every morning, but I will pop on some mornings if I'm able to, and do a little Wake and Bake action with everybody. It has been a rainy day today, but it has been a productive day today. And as I said earlier today, I really wanted to have a couple things happen. My intention for today was productive and pain free. So one of the two things happened, and some of the pain free happened because I have been trying to work my hands out today, but I did have to go out in this weather today and after I did my live this morning, and wow. And I'm going to check my connection because, oh, okay. So say hi as you jump on here. I know that it is Monday night. I know that it is 8:30 and I was a few minutes late, so I apologize for that. I am going to, hey, Dennis, look at you with allowing me to let StreamYard see it. That's awesome. Can you, let me see if I'm tag some people. Let's do this. I'll tag a few folks in here as well to say hello. And let's see. I haven't seen Tracy Crittenton in a while. Let's see if I can get Tracy Henderson and Tracy Crittenton to come on live here. So come on in and say hi, y'all. I'm back tonight for Magic Monday. When I told you that today was going to be productive and pain-free, it was definitely productive. Like I said, it was 100% pain-free, but I am working on that. I can tell you that right now. I wanted to come live tonight, though, because it is Magic Monday, and I do try to do my best to hit all of my live times. Like I said, I was a few minutes late, but that's okay. I got some boxes done today. So all over here, I have on my mantle here on top of a Sterilite, I've got about 20 of these boxes sitting over there, right? About 20 of these boxes sitting over there. And this is the new Munchie of the Month box, is what it looks like this month. So you'll be seeing that coming to a mailbox near you if you have claimed yours. And I wanted to open it up tonight to show you all a little bit about what's going to come in the Munchie of the Month, because if you are new here, maybe you don't know what Munchie of the Month is. You're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me, come in, look around a little bit before I really jump in with both feet. What's up, Melanie? If y'all could do me a favor and say hi. Also, do me a favor and tag a friend. So I'm going to open this Munchie of the Month box up, and I'm going to kind of give y'all a sneak peek as to what's inside this month. And let me tell you, I had the best day when I created these snacks. So like I tell you, it's Magic Monday. We're going to talk about that. So when I decide to get into the kitchen and do my thing, I do my thing. And on this box, I'm going to let y'all know I did my thing. I'm very proud of certain bites of food. And I'll say that I'm very proud of that bite of food. And this box, I'm very, very proud of. I'm very proud of everything that I have on the menu. But these are super special. So this box is our February Munchie of the Month box. It is the intention of this box was love. It's love month, but it is about self-love as much as anything else. And inside the box, you're going to see a little bit of a fun. There'll be a Valentine in there with some bug eyes because I'm silly. And then you will see a card, which is going to be your insert for this month. You're going to, of course, see your sticker and your Stay Elevated thank you card, which is also going to be your inspiration card. And then there are two. You're getting this month. The box is kind of, last month it was just the Elvis cookies and the little, I think everybody got bourbon balls as your little add-on. I try to do at least a little bite of something. But this month I really wanted to do a little something extra to say thank you. Thank you for supporting my little small business and for giving me such amazing and positive feedback. And it's Valentine's Day, so this month is a little beefy box. If you decided to grab your box this month, you were smart and got a little beefy box, right? So this box is going to have your Trippy Hippie Trail Mix, 6 ounces of that. And then it is going to also have in here your Made with Love insert. It has a little sticker that says made handmade with love. And these are going to be once I get your feedback, the feedback I've gotten so far has been phenomenal. So once I get your feedback on these little tie-dye love spell cookies that I created, and they were cooked with self-love in mind. Because like I say, you can't love someone else until you learn to love yourself, right? You have to know what love is. Like, I want to know what love is, right? So that is what is in your box this month, right? Your Hippie Trippy Trail Mix and your Love Spell cookies. So let me tell you a little bit about the Love Spell cookies. Can I get some thumbs up, some hearts if y'all want to hear about the Love Spell cookies? So the Love Spell cookies are your Valentine's Day made with love insert, right? These cookies were made with sending you love in mind, right? I was sending so much heart energy. I used my heart bowl and tapped some heart chakra in there. And then it says, and I do, like whenever I am baking, one of the things that I do to kind of seal the intention is I will like play a playlist. Like I will like ask for a certain artist and like that genre of music because I'm very much connected to music. So if anybody else is, that's kind of what I do. And it ranges, right? It ranges. So this one, I was like, hey, Google. And I was like, play this specific artist. And the playlist that came on for this batch of cookies, for these cookies, were Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey, right? It was Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Then it was Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker. Then it was Colder Weather by Zach Brown Band. Okay. So when I listen to those songs, right, and I'm stirring love and all the things into so excited. This peanut butter trail mix protein balls. I love every morning, by the way. Yes. Love it, love it, love it. Each of these songs are talking about love in some way, right? Like whiskey. Let's talk about that, right? We're gonna talk about the love that it's tied into these songs, right? That's what the box is about. That's what tonight's Magic Monday is about. So let's talk about the first song, right? So when you hear, can y'all tell me yes in the comments? Because remember, we get like extra points for comments. So tell me in the comments, do you know the song Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton? Give me a yes in the comments if you know the song. Give me a no, like what in the world is that song if you have it. So I'm not going to like, I'm not karaoke. I am not that person, but I will say some of the lyrics. So do you know that song? So everybody's like a yes, I know that song, right? You're as smooth as Tennessee Whiskey, right? You're as smooth, right? So everybody knows the song. So it's basically talking about how love saved him, right? How love saved him and how he realizes that being with someone is, more fulfilling than like drinking a bottle of whiskey, right? And that's an addiction. And it's like, it talks about that kind of love, right? And that's like a true, like if you're dancing with your boo to like some Tennessee whiskey and they're singing it to you, it makes you feel all warm and cuddly. So the cookies have got some Tennessee whiskey love stirred into them, okay? Now, the second song is Perfect, right? By Ed Sheeran. Does everybody know Perfect by Ed Sheeran, right? Can I get it like a Ginger, Mr. Ginger, or like, yes, Ed Sheeran. I love some Ed Sheeran. And that song is, again, it's about someone professing how they just look perfect in that moment and that they're just everything that they want them to be, right? And then let's talk about Wagon Wheel. Like he's trying to get home to his love, right? He's trying to get home to like, he's like, headed down south to the land of the pine, thumbing my way to North Carolina, right? He is trying to get home, right? And pray to God I see headlights. He is trying to get to the person that he loves, right? It's a journey to get to where he needs to be with the person that he loves. And then Colder Weather, right? And it's about, someone who maybe is afraid of a little bit of love. And they're like, I'm stuck in colder weather. Maybe tomorrow will be better. Can I call you then? Right? Long distance love. So all of those songs were playing. And so when I talk about when I stir an intention and I'm telling you that intent was stirred into these cookies, love was definitely stirred into these cookies, even from the music that went along the playlist to the cookies. and they taste delicious, and they might be the new hometown hippie, like Love Spell, like signature cookie. So what I'm going to ask that you do is that when you eat those cookies, you think about all that love that was stirred in, right? And here's my advice is what I says here. So these were made to help you with love in all of its forms. Like no matter how it is that you are dealing with your love situation at the current moment, right? The most important thing is to love yourself first because you can't pour from an empty cup. Now, there was a poem that I found that made me think of why we should do all of this, right? And it talks about like why edibles were important to me this month for a love month, okay? And this is a poem I found. It was by Alex L. And L is spelled ELLE. So Alex L. And the poem says, who taught you to unlove yourself so sweetly that you actually thought it tasted good? Right? So many times we train ourselves to like think negatively of ourselves and think that by putting ourselves down that that's like what we're supposed to do, to be modest or humble or whatever else, right? So who taught you to like dim your shine to the point where it was palatable, not only palatable but sweet, and that it tasted delicious, right? That you're so used to it that you eat it like it's ice cream. You eat that negativity like it's ice cream. Who taught you that, right? So when you eat these treats, I want you to know that these taste delicious because they are made with you and your and loving you in mind. That you should actually taste how good self-love is. How good loving yourself should taste is how those cookies taste. Okay. So when you bite into that delicious little buttery tie-dye cookie that I created, I want you to then understand that that is about loving you and that you deserve that kind of love. And that's what it should taste like, right? You shouldn't like get used to the bitter taste of not loving yourself. You should get used to the taste of sweetness because that is loving yourself. So that is what this month's box is. Now, that's it's like my signature sugar cookie. It's a butter drop sugar cookie. They're really good and they're chewy and they're everything, right? And then I just tie-dyed it to make it a little fun, and I'm gonna work on the tie-dyeing piece of it. But I think I'm gonna have like a signature like Love Spell cookie because they're that good and they're a heart mission. They're kind of like how my caramel started out when I first started. Um, it's kind of how I'm feeling about these cookies. So these cookies, be on the lookout. There may be some more things to come. And that recipe is going to be the base for the citrus cookies as well. So they'll have like the flavor of the citrus and they'll be a little larger and they will be decorated for the citrus cookie trio. And so the trail mix is going to have almonds, peanuts, cashews, dates, banana chips, dried pineapple, chocolate candy pieces, M&Ms, pretzels, craisins, and infused with cannabis coconut oil. The cookies are with canna butter, and these treats are the boxes are done. I'm just doing add-ons. So the only reason that you have, if you had no add-ons, your box is already out to you. If you have add-ons, they are going out tomorrow, and some of your add-ons are already done. I've already messaged some of you about your boxes being ready, and by tomorrow, a bunch more are going to be ready and going out the door. And by Wednesday, everything will be en route to everyone at all the times, and even the chocolate-covered strawberries will be ready by no later than Thursday. Hopefully Wednesday as well. We got our fingers crossed that I just give myself a little bit of time, right? So that is what's going on as far as all of these things. Now, what I told you all to do, if you've not, you're like, oh, that sounds delicious. I missed out on all the things. Don't stress over it, okay? There is a way to like get in touch with me and to let me know the things you're interested in talking more about in your consultations. You can fill that out. It is very simple. Google form, click on it, fill it out, go through it, give me till the next day. I look through it. I get in contact with you through Messenger. It's super easy, super clean process. Easy peasy, right? So I can't wait for my stuff. I'm so excited. Yeah, Melanie, yours will probably be a Wednesday because you've got some add-ons. And so some of those add-ons I have to do, and I can't do all of them at one time. I only have one little kitchen. So tomorrow is one set of add-ons, which is going to be the Sweetheart Gummies, the Sweetheart Gummies, the chocolate chip cookies, and the Andes brownies are going to be tomorrow. And brownies. So it's going to be brownies, Andes brownies, Sweetheart Gummies, and chocolate chip cookies are getting done tomorrow. That's what I'm getting done then. I have to then make more butter. And then on the next day, the red velvet whoopie pies, the cookie trio, and the Rice Krispie treats are going down on that next day. So that's how, and the chocolate covered strawberries will be that Wednesday as well. So most everything will be out the door Thursday. So Melanie, I would plan on coming Thursday. If y'all can come over Thursday, get your stuff. That would work good. Yeah, I have to just, it's a lot of processing of the butter. It's a lot of butter to process. And as you guys know, I don't just make the treats. I also process everything from plant material into, butter or cannabis oil or tincture or whatever it may be. I'm still going to have to wait a bit, but I'll do it when I can infuse them into my plan. Yes. Gina, your stuff is over. Your stuff's going to go out the door tomorrow. You'll be one of the first people, as you know. We talked about that today. So anyway, that is what the boxes will look like. Like I said, we're working on labeling, and I'm going to give a big shout out to Leslie, because after this morning's Wake and Bake, I was talking about the bird motif and having all the fun birds, and she sent me some sketches of a hilarious chicken. So I'm super excited to maybe collaborate and do more of that fun like stuff. So what I have done tonight for Magic Monday is a couple of things. Number one, I have pulled my daily crystal card affirmation deck, which is one of my favorite decks. It's got a book that goes along with it. So it also is one of those decks that, like, every time I pull from it, it kind of just like reads me. And then I have the Butterfly, which is an interesting deck. I'm going to talk about this deck in a second. It's Life Changes, and then Sacred Reading Oracle Cards, which is a new deck I have not played with a whole lot, and the Believe in Your Own Magic deck, right? And let me explain, like, we don't, like, I want to hear about like some elevated edibles. What is all this other stuff about? I use cannabis in all of its forms for all of its reasons, right? And as you can tell, what it does is it lets down my inhibition, right? It lets down like one side of my brain versus the other. And it connects me more with all the forces around me, right? And I know some people think it's crazy and woo-woo or whatever, but we all have guides and angels and helpers, people who are here, and forces that are here to help us, spirit animals, spirit totems, things like that, right? Oh, yay. Tracy, I know you've had some weather out there and that was the issue, but I really think, yeah, it probably would not. I don't know if you have headphones, and some mornings it may be early enough for you, Sarah. But what it does, like I said, with this is it just allows me to trust my intuition and trust my gut feeling and the message that comes across with reading the cards sometimes for people. And I'm able to do that better when I'm not in my own head, right? Because it's not me that's saying those things. It's the, I can't even think of the word that I'm looking for. It's intuition, right? It is intuition. It is messages that I can get to give to people just by I don't know. It's magic. It's magic. That's why it's Magic Monday. But I did have some cards. If anybody would like to do some cards tonight, if I can get some thumbs up, some hearts if y'all would like that. This deck is really interesting. I'm going to talk about this deck for a second. And I want to talk about this deck too. So let's talk about this one first. So the other day on 2222, I did like my own little reading with all of the things, and I got two distinct messages, right? I got one that if I try to force things to happen and I try to make things happen, right? Make things happen, that I'm going to come against a wall. But if I take a deep breath and I trust in the knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, is exactly the correct pace that it should. And it is not I do not have any reason to need to know what tomorrow holds. I just need to trust and know that it is everything that I want it to be and more, right? That everything's going to be fine. And one of the cards that I pulled out of this card is just like life situations. It said grief work. And it's really interesting how much really focusing on fixing that piece and coming to terms with some things that I had to come to terms with as of late, and why I was so overwhelmed with things and the way that I was. It has been phenomenal. Let me tell y'all what, I took the weekend off, and I have not done that and I couldn't tell you how long. And I say I haven't done that in how long. And I might have said I'm off this weekend, but I'm in this room checking the spreadsheet, or I'm responding to messages that I get at 2 a.m., or I am, thinking of, I'm on my tablet looking for a new treat to try, or doing some research, or doing whatever, reading a book, something about like how to, like a cookbook or something, right? And not really truly immersing myself with my family, and kind of being void of everything, just being wrapped up in my business, trying to make things happen. And whenever I did that reading this last week, I took the weekend off. I know some of y'all, that's why I posted the post. So it was very easy for everybody to find me. And I felt confident, it was clear, and like I wouldn't miss anybody and like hurt anybody's feelings. Because, like, I'm an overachiever. And we went to Lynchburg this weekend, and we took our grandson to the aquarium for his Christmas/birthday adventure. And I was not on my phone. I was talking to my grandson and my son and his girlfriend and my husband and my in-laws. And I was in the moment, right? I took some pictures or whatever, but I did not check Facebook. I did not check I didn't. I just said, you know what? I need to unplug from that and really start to like be in my world, like be in the world and live my life. And I talked about that this morning, about some things that are up here for me. The reason that I do what I do, right? Your soul's purpose. It was on my timeline today. If we're not friends, please friend me on Facebook. I would love to be your friend. If we're not already friends, you can see my timeline. But it was talking about like finding your soul's purpose. It's like when the thing that you love is the thing that you're passionate about, is the thing that you're good at, the thing that the world needs. All these things kind of, all these stars align, it creates your soul's purpose. And a year or 2 years ago, when this whole thing started, my goal was to get a food truck. And I wanted to feed people. Like I love to feed people. And my whole idea was the Grateful Fed, and having like people come eat for free at the food truck, and you could pay it forward. And I had all these great ideas, and like these cooking to the seasons and all these things. And oh my gosh, I'm going to put this up here in just a second. And that made I got the chills on that, Melanie. I appreciate that. But it was, what is your soul's purpose? Like I really, I knew it was to feed people. And I was trying to make this thing happen. I was going to look at food trucks. I was constantly trying to make a deal and figure out how to get it to go and find out where we're going to put it. And I mean, it was like a constant, like I was forcing it to happen. Right. I was trying so hard to force that food truck, and the universe kept COVID. I mean, literally, like we were on the route, and then COVID, and all the restaurants shut down. I mean, all of the things, the universe just like helped. I mean, the universe protected me, right? God protected me in so many ways from myself, right? Because it was not meant to be. And the harder I tried to force it, the more disappointed and the more lack I felt, because it wasn't happening the way that I wanted it to happen, at the speed I wanted it to happen at, right? In the moment I wanted it to happen. And through this journey, it's evolved, and it's kind of like herding cows, right? You ever seen how they herd cows and they move them around, and they get them to where, I grew up on a farm, so that's very much an analogy I would understand, like trying to herd cows. And it really like led me exactly to where I needed to be. And when I detached myself 100% from the outcome, I was like, all right, I'm going to stop forcing things to happen, and I'm going to stand in my power. So when you come from a place of power versus a place of force, it's so powerful. And Melanie just stated here, I want to read this. I know y'all are seeing it up here. I felt a shift in the universe for me this morning during Wake and Bake. It really opened my eyes and heart so much more. Thank you, ladies, for all the advice, love, and direction. And that's what this place is about, right? That's what Hometown Hippie Elevated Edibles is about. Because I'm going to tell you right now, a cookie is not going to solve your problems. A cookie helps you to slow yourself down, to realize that it's not the end of the world. Everything happening around you is not going to fall down. You can take a deep breath and you can figure some things out, because you open up your mind so much larger to be able to have a creative solution to problems and thinking outside of the box. And that's what this community is for. That's why I come live for Magic Monday or Wake and Bake, is to let you know that, yes, this is a tool, right? The elevated edibles are a tool to allow you to then be your own, your own savior, right? That they're not going to fix you, but you can fix all the problems that you have if you just allow your brain to slow down and see it for what it is, right? Every terrible thing that's happened to you in this entire world, you woke up the next day, because you're talking to me, right? If you're here tonight watching this, every shitty thing in your life that was meant to tear you down, to break you apart, to destroy you, did not work. So stop worrying about some bullshit that doesn't matter, right? And this message is for somebody, because I didn't know we were going here tonight, but we are. Um, right? You have to stop. And that's what the elevated edibles are about. It's allowing you a moment, right? It's a moment to think clearly. How many times in our life do things happen to us so quickly and so abruptly, and all the things, and you're, before you know it, it's like the snowball, right? It's like the snowball, it starts rolling down a hill, and by the time you realize what the hell is happening, like, you're so in the middle of that giant ball of like ice that you can't get out of it, and your life is like kind of done that, like just rolled down a hill, and you don't know how the hell it happened. Can I get some thumbs up, some hearts, some O faces, something, some yes, hell yes, and amens in the comments? It helps to have feedback in the comments, y'all. So say hi to each other. Tell me what you're up to, right? Uh, so here's what I'm going to tell you, right? What you need to do is, if you just had a moment to pause, right, and to see it as individual pieces and parts, because you can't fix the entire ball of ice. You can't break. You can't just like bust out of it, right? But you can like find. You can start pecking away at it, right? You can start making one better step, right? One better thing. I can fix this. Like for me, whenever I was kind of falling down, what I did was I stopped and I was like, the thing that I can control is the food that I put in my body, right? Good fuel in, better fuel out. If I'm treating myself right, then I'm going to take time to, taking care of myself. Maybe it'll help some of the physical things that I can correct, right? So if you're feeling like that, hey Tanya, what's going on? If you feel like that, if you're rolling down that hill, right? That is what edibles are here for, right? I want you to just take a moment, and then you take a woosah moment, right? And that's why I say it's like magic, because I want you to take that moment. You have to find your edible. Set your, like, I need to slow down. I need the world to stop spinning. I need some clarity, and ask for that, right? Pray, say, hey, I'm on my knees, and take the moment to do that. And being able to open your mind to hear the answer, right? And I talk about these gaze and blaze meditations. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you were somebody who, this is what we're going to do tonight. I didn't know we were going here, but we're going here. What I want you to do is, I do this a lot. Okay. I have a fireplace in my living room now, and I'm loving it, but I have to be careful because it gets hot and I can't do it for long. But I also utilize a fan, and I have a fan that blows the heat, right? And here's what happens. What you're going to do is, you're going to, either partake of your flower or eat your edible, right? I like to do the edible because it gives me time to prepare. Like, I start the ritual of like the meditation when I eat the edible, because then it gives me, like, I have a moment to like go find my spot, get all my things, because it takes time to kick in, right? It takes time to kick in. I can kind of get myself in a state. I can get my mind to where I need it to be. And then I wait for it. And I start, like, I'll journal some. But what I love to do is just sit and kind of like blur my eyes and look at something. Just stare at it. And it almost gets to the point where you just start emptying your mind, because you're only focusing on that. You're clearing your mind, right? And as you do that, you're able to slow down, and beforehand ask for clarity, ask for answers. Say, calling in, dear God, or angels, guides, and helpers, or universe, or source, or whatever, however you do your thing. Because we don't like anybody's jumping. All this is the same, right? Because even when you get on your knees to pray to the tradition, to God, you have to be willing and able and open to see the answers that he sends. And I say this all the time, is that, it's kind of that joke that people always tell about, like, the God's, like, he's in a house and it's flooding and they come by to save him. And he's like, no, God's going to save me. And then the helicopter comes, like, no, God's going to save me. And then at the end of it all, right, he drowns and dies and goes to heaven. And he goes up there like, why did you forsake me, God? I died because I was trusting in you. He's like, I sent a boat, I sent a helicopter, I sent all these things, and you ignored them. So being able to still use your edible or your cannabis meditation or and prayer to be able to realize when God sends you a blessing to take that blessing, right? When to understand what it is that he's sending you. Does that make sense to everybody? Can I get a hell yeah, amen, if that's making some sense? Because I tell people all the time is that, people talk about abundance and need and want. And they're like, oh, well, I wish I could just like, right? And just ask the universe for abundance. And that I was like, first of all, me sitting in meditation and saying affirmations like money flows to me easily. I am a money magnet, right? Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. That is not how money just comes to me, right? That is not how that works, right? But when opportunity meets, hard work, because here's the thing, I am a money magnet. Money does flow to me easily because I don't chase money, but it's because I understood that the opportunity or the blessing that I got, it was an opportunity to look like work, and I took it. Right? Because a lot of people like, I want to win the lottery. I'm like, no, I want to be abundant, and I don't need to win it. I have no problem earning it. I have no problem working for it. And whenever you're open to receive in whatever way it is, and you see opportunity for what it is, opportunity and abundance and blessings, you know what I mean? So that is what I want y'all to hear tonight, right? That's a message for somebody who needs to hear this tonight. And when I talked about this card being grief work, that was one of the things that I did. I had to let go of this, like this deep down in the pit of my stomach guilt, right? Guilt that I was mad at my mom, right, for making shitty choices and not having the willpower to do better with her health, right? The guilt that I had and how mad I was over myself of the relief whenever it wasn't the roller coaster ride anymore. I had to let go of all that and do that grief work because it was really eating me alive. It was eating me alive. And this deck here was the one that pointed out that I still had grief work to do because I really didn't think that I did. I really did not think that I did. I really thought that like I was able to hold space and everything was okay. And I had repressed those feelings so much that it really took that 2222 portal, that really like that energy burst to let me know in this whole like spread I did with like let go and let God, and what are the things I need to work on, and what are some things coming in, and some all the things. And it was really eye-opening to see that happen. So I know that Leslie wanted a card up here. Leslie McCarty wanted a card. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull for Leslie. I am going to pull her a Believe in Your Own Magic card. We are never ending work in progress. And, I really was like, I feel like whenever you lose someone close to you, and a lot of times, like, every time like you like get a reading, or anytime that you like, if I'd go like to get a reading from somewhere, it was always about my mom, and I was getting very frustrated about it. I'm like, Mom, I know she loves me, I know she's proud of me, but like, is she the only person? And I'm like, Mom's gonna sit here and like until I deal with this, because that's what moms do. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I didn't realize it was like her knocking me on the head, like, you have to deal with this, you have to figure yourself out. And so it was interesting. So, Leslie, are you still here, darling? Give me a woohoo, or give me a yeah, I'm here, or give me a faux 20, or give me a thumbs up or something. So I'm going to do a card for Leslie from the Believe in Your Own Magic deck. I do have a book for this. And here's what I love about this. This is divided into, just so you can get some history on the deck, this one is divided into, I think it's witches, mermaids, and princesses. And the art on these decks are very pretty. I love when there's a good chunky like character and all the things, and real women with real curves and all the things. And it's got diversity and it's got all the things in it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for Leslie. I don't know if Leslie's still here or not. I can still pull Leslie and she can watch the replay. I feel like Leslie's dealing with kids right now for some reason. Like, that's the image I'm getting of Leslie. She's like, get out of here. Oh, God, I'm doing something. I don't know. That's what I got from that. It's funny. So let's see. This is Leslie's card. It is Expectations. Oh my gosh, I love this card. This card has got a lot of fire and light in it. And I love this because it's about self-love. And if I tell you all these cards always hit it out the park, it always hit it out of the park. It says expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. Do you see that? Like nothing around her. She doesn't need anybody's approval, right? Don't seek anyone's approval. I love this card. Hey, hey. And this card is just, I love it. Like she's just doing her own thing, a beat of her own drum. There's a little fairy on her knee. There's a beautiful half moon or crescent moon behind her. And this is definitely a witch card. And it says, this is what it says about this card for Miss Leslie. It says, don't seek anyone's approval. People will always have their own expectations of who they think you should be. Their opinions are almost always based on restrictive societal norms and therefore are extremely unrealistic. No matter what they tell you, remember you have your permission to be whoever it is you most wish to be. You don't need anyone else's approval, only yours. Exactly what I thought this card would be. He couldn't. Isn't that a beautiful card? Isn't that a beautiful card? And that person is just sniffing the roses and they are unbothered. And she is just the cutest little character. I love it. I love that little fairy. And Leslie, what I want to tell you is that you are such a perfect little light of sunshine. And I want you to stand in your power and know that you are worthy. And I love you. And y'all, she is an amazing artist. And this card kind of says everything I was going to say, right? Like you don't need anybody else to tell you that you're awesome because you are, but it's nice to hear it sometimes, right? It is nice to hear it sometimes. I always love the insight. I'll stay for a card this week. Okay, awesome. So if you could tell me your name here, and then I saw that that Leslie asked for a card, and then let's see, Leslie. Me right now. Hey, gang. Asking. I love that. So I see the next person was Tracy that wanted a card. So I'm going to go ahead and do a card for Tracy Crittenton. And Tracy, I think that I'm going to read your card from. I don't know. I thought I need to pull you two cards, and then let me write down. Hang on, y'all. So Tracy and Gina. Okay. Let's see. Tracy, H, Gina. S, Dennis, C. Okay. Okay. I got Tracy, Gina, and Dennis. Anybody else would like a card? I think I'm going to pull two for you, Tracy. And I'm going to pull one from this butterfly deck, which is the Fadeless Situation. And then I'm going to pull you a crystal affirmation card so we can get clarity on that. Oh, is that Mel? Is that Mel? So I saw you. I'm going to give you after this one if it was Mel. I think it's Mel. I'm pretty sure it is. Mel, you're going to go before Tracy H because you were up there first. Yeah, Tracy, I'm going to pull two. Yeah, it's Mel. Okay, I got you. I'm going to pull you two. And I'm going to pull the crystal card first, and then I'm going to pull the situation that it's talking about, okay? So Tracy, if you can do me a favor and take a deep breath. I'm sorry you're very sad. I feel like you're very sad. Like I picked up a lot of sadness. This is what kind of came in. And a lot of like right here, like at first, Tracy, this card looks like a nug. I was like, look at you with the big nug. You got black kyanite, and I think this is going to resonate with you. It says set strong boundaries. And I feel like you do and do and do and do, and you don't have boundaries for yourself. And now, Leslie, I just read for you, darling. You have to watch the replay. I read for you. It was, I will give you your card after this one, okay? I will come back and tell you what yours was. I can't. But Tracy, yours is black kyanite, set strong boundaries. And this is really telling you that you have to understand that you matter. Your feelings matter. And you have to set boundaries, whether you like to or not. And here's the thing, when you set boundaries, it's going to be okay, because you're not going to lose what you think you're going to lose. I don't know what that's about, but I think you do. Creating strong boundaries enables healthy relationships. However, sometimes requires saying no. When people in your life ask things of you, it's important for your own self care to separate your needs from those of others as part of your day to day routine. You need time for you, and it's okay. Have to. Instead of giving in to others until your cup is empty, set limits to ensure you have enough love and energy left to nurture all your valued relationships in a healthy way. Um, Over the long term, you need to resist feelings of guilt, stand strong in your power, and own your own boundaries. So let me see if I can clear. I guess you need clarify. Do you need clarification on this? Because I'm going to pull a butterfly card for you as well. This is it right here. Changing your mind. Changing your mind. So what it's saying is, I feel like this card is saying here is that people don't respect your boundaries because you set boundaries, but you don't keep them. You're always changing your mind. You're like, well, I thought you said that you were going to do it, and then you do it, right? So what this is telling me is that you are very much like me. That you are very much like me, and no, you don't do that. Like, you don't set boundaries ever. You're like, you're telling me no now. That's what I kind of feel is like you have set boundaries before and didn't stick to them, and you have to not change your mind, or you have to figure out exactly what your boundaries are, and you need to figure out what it is you want to say no to and what you want to say yes to, because this Black Knight is telling me that you have to set some strong ones, and I feel like the stronger the my camera's not stupid. Sometimes the stronger those boundaries are, when they say you have to set strong boundaries, I feel like it's the hardest ones to set, if that makes sense to anybody else. Does anybody else understand what I'm saying? Like when it says set strong boundaries, it's sometimes those are the hardest ones. My camera is doing something weird. Is it my eyes or the camera? Because you're horrible at boundaries. Yeah. And so what I'm saying is that it's gonna be hard, right? But you can't change your mind. Right? You can't. Whenever you make your mind up to set these boundaries, because you have to do that too. Like, I can't come on here tonight and I can't tell you what your boundaries are. I can't set them for you. Nobody on here can do it for you. You really have to step into that power, like it said in this card, and you have to realize what boundaries you need to set. And here's the thing. This is what I want to tell you, Tracy. This is what's coming through as well. Set boundaries that you're okay. You're okay. It's okay, Leslie. I'm going to tell you what your card was, okay? Sometimes we feel like, I don't know, this is weird. It's coming out. This is going to come out weird, Tracy. Tell me if this makes sense to you. You don't mind doing some things, right? There's some things that you just don't mind doing, but it's like you get taken advantage of because it's like you're pretty easygoing. Like, that's what I keep getting. And it's like, it's like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's like, give you an inch, you take a mile. And that's what keeps coming up. So what this is saying to me about this is that you have to set those boundaries, and you have to like not give an inch, because they are going to take a mile. And when you stop giving the inch, that at some point you're able to then go back to just giving the inch, because that's all you have to, you'll learn that's all you have to give. Like, but until you can't get the mile taken, like you can't get the mile taken, right? You give the inch, they take a mile. Until you can stop it at an inch with those strong boundaries, until you can really stop it at an inch, you can't give an inch. Does that make sense? That's what I got for you, Tracy. I hope that helps. Leslie, you got a beautiful card called Expectations. This is don't seek anyone's approval. And it was saying that you are perfect just as you are, and that it doesn't matter what anybody else on this entire planet thinks about you. You are awesome, and you have to believe that. So for you, it's all about learning to love yourself and to understand that you don't have to fit into anybody's mold. You are perfect just the way that you are. And I love the image of that, because she is fire. Look at all that light around her, right? It's like she lights up the night. The moon is light. All the trees are lit up. The fairies lit up. Even the rock she's sitting on is lit up because she brings the fire, right? She brings the fire just like you do. So that was your card, Leslie. Okay, I'm going to do one for Mel, and then it's going to be Tracy H., Gina, and Dennis. Mel. What am I reading for Mel? Mel, you're getting a Sacred Spirit card. You're getting a Sacred Spirit card, Mel. Tanya. All right, Mel, you're getting a Sacred Spirit card. I've not used this deck a lot, so I'm very connecting with these decks. So sometimes I can't make any promises with the messages. I'm doing the best I can get. Luckily, I have slowed my mind down quite a bit this evening, as you can tell. Slowed my mind down and closed my eyes. What is everybody puffing with lately? Right now we have got some LA cakes, still got some papaya. We've got some Don Carlos, but today was Don Carlos. Don Carlos. Now you're excited about something or anxious one. I can't tell. It feels like a little bit of both. Okay. Interesting. I love this. I love this. This is a beautiful card too. It's a really pretty card. Look at that card. It says ground your light. Ground your light. And it says that let your soul shine. And it's interesting because I was feeling very much like you are a little like everywhere right now. Like I feel like that analogy I gave at the beginning about like a snowball and how you can get wrapped up in the ice without even realizing it. I feel like you're right here on the cusp of rolling into a snowball. Okay. And I need you to stop, ground your light, right? If you can't get outside and get your feet in the dirt, I would like for you to do your hands like this. Take your 2 middle fingers down. Take some deep breaths. This will anchor you and help ground you if you're inside. So if you're at work and you can't go outside, there's like cement and you need to ground yourself and you need to like get centered and ground your energy and let your soul shine. You need to take your fingers, pull them down. This will help ground you and anchor you in, and you can like kind of ground where you are. So if anybody's feeling really overwhelmed and upset, you can do this. And Mel, I feel like you need to do that because I don't want you getting rolled. And it's not saying that it's a bad snowball, but it's saying that things are happening fast and you need to stop, right? You need to stop and make better choices. It's not make difference. It's like, it just be mindful. It might be on the exact right path, but don't feel like you were rushed up in it. Don't feel like you were rushed up in it because you're smarter than that. And it's saying that you need to ground your light, right? And make sure that you're speaking up for the things that you want. It's a good snowball, just can't exactly. It's what it's saying though. Like it's the same thing though. If you get wrapped up in it and you start making decisions just because you're anxious, it's going to be bad. You need to make decisions because you are smart and you've done bad decisions and you know you're not making those anymore. But you need to ground yourself and take your time and know that it might be a little longer and it might be a little bit tougher, but it's the right thing to do. It's the right way to do it, right? And I know that you know that, but I feel like it's about you not getting it's about you knowing that and not letting anybody else override you on that, right? It says let your soul shine, and it's saying that you need to also have a voice. And I don't know what that's about. I don't know what it is. It could be a million things, but it's saying like speak up, ground yourself, and everything. Look how beautiful that is, though. Look at that. It's like that person is sitting there and grounded, and all of that, everything's lined up. It's in flow, which is very important, right? Everything is in flow because everything happens in divine time. And I feel like everything is just unfolding. And look at the abundance that they're looking at. You can see the future, and you really want to run towards that, right? That's what I'm getting from that. Like, I don't know if you can see this. There's a lot of bright light out there, right? And it's like they're lined up, and everything inside of anybody to see that beautiful, brilliant light, we want to run towards it. But it's like sit and wait and stay in flow and that light's not going anywhere. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be all yours, and everything's going to be well. And I think that that is a beautiful card for you, and I love that for you. That part. I'll be out BK again by spring. Just can't rush it, right? And you have to stay grounded in it, right? You're gonna have to. That's probably what this anchor is about. Like why you feel anxious and excited at work. It's like I'm anxious because I'm here, and I'm excited for what's outside of here, and it's letting you know that you have to let go and let God, right? Let go and let God. These cards are kind of amazing. Look at the backs of those cards. It's almost like they come to life. Okay, so it's I got the news today. It's new. Okay. All right. So next we have Tracy H. So Tracy Henderson. Tracy Henderson, you're gonna get also a Believe in Your Own Magic card tonight. I feel like you deserve a Believe in Your Own Magic card tonight. I feel like that's the right deck for you tonight. Tracy, I want you to eat one more gummy. Thanks. So much back to work. Go through insurance. I love that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Tracy, your card. Confidence. Confidence. It comes with time and practice. I don't know what's got you with the lack of confidence right now, right? What's got you on what you've got, what you're not feeling good about right now, but it's going to come with time and practice. I feel like you're doing something new and you're going to thrive at it, but you're not really sure right now. Like you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. And this is, let's see what the cards have to say. And I feel like it's about something new. I feel like you got real like uptight when I said that. Did I hit something? Did I get it right? Because I feel like you went. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you this. It's comparison is the thief of joy. And this reading is saying that it seems like everywhere, and this is what it's telling me, it's saying the same to you. Okay, it says that it seems like everywhere around you, people are chattering about how confident they are and just how freeing it feels. You wish you could relate to them, but you haven't gotten there yet. Listen, it's all right. Confidence is not an instant or overnight evolution. Just like with everything else, it takes time, practice, and a lot of unlearning toxicity. And Tracy, I'm going to tell you this, like the sign behind me right here. And a lot of times, like, I don't know if you were on this morning or not, but I tell people, like, when I'm telling these messages, a lot of times I feel like I might be pointing, like, you feel like I'm pointing at you, but I'm pointing back at me because I can really relate to these readings because I've lived and I've walked in your shoes, right? And what this sign up here says, it says, don't compare your life to others. There's no comparison between the moon and the sun. They both shine when it's their time, right? And even if the world is like feeling like it's crushing down on you and like everybody else is just hitting it out of the ballpark, that not everything is as it seems, if that makes sense. Like not everything that glitters is gold. And I don't know where that's coming from, but that's what keeps coming through to me is like, tell her that all that glitters is not gold, right? That a lot of people put on a lot of faces to try to like have an image of something that they're not. And that being authentically yourself in the good, the bad, the great, the wonderful, the terrible, and you have to learn how to be comfortable in all of those masks that you wear. I don't know why it said mask. I don't know where that came out. That was not my word. I was like, whoa mask. So it's saying that that's what sets you apart, right? That you are uniquely you. You are perfect just as you are. And that as long as you are trying and doing your best and you're giving what you have to give, right? And I tell people this all the time that and here's the thing though, because I'm gonna address this because here's what's coming, okay? Because I have to put a mask on to please everyone. Okay, y'all, it is 9:30 on a Monday night. If you've got anybody around you that shouldn't hear my voice right now, mute your phone No, the fuck you don't. You're a grown ass woman. You don't have to please a single solitary soul. The only person that you have to please is Tracy Henderson. And that's what this is saying, right? It's saying the toxicity around you, it's what it's saying, right? You have to learn to love you and be confident in you, and everybody else will like you for exactly who you are, or they don't need to be in your life. There's no reason for you to mask yourself. That is what I need to do, but it's hard. Okay, reframe that. But everything before that makes no sense. When you say but, right, it's hard, but it's worth it, right? Anything in life worth having is hard. That's what I talked about earlier, right? When those opportunities come disguised as work, sometimes we don't get to our blessing because we're not willing to put that time in, right? Because we don't give ourselves the benefit of that self-love that we deserve that time, right? That poem was written for you, darling, right? Who taught you to unlove yourself that you believed it tasted sweet? Because it doesn't, right? And what you need to understand is that when you love you, you treat yourself like something that you love, right? Um, is that you honestly need to understand, right? That when you love yourself, that everything else falls into place. It really does. Because if you have children, right, and you love your kids, there's nothing you wouldn't do for those kids, right? When you love yourself, you're going to do the same for yourself. You won't, it's easy. Is it hard to defend something that you love? Is it ever hard to give that all the attention that it deserves? Right? Is it ever hard to like take care of your kids? As far as like emotionally, no, it's your kid. Like I love that. I'm going to defend it till I die. Nothing is too hard when it comes to that thing that I love. That's why self-love is so important, because you can't take care of everything around you if you're not taking care of yourself. If you don't love you, and you're teaching your daughters that they don't need to love themselves. And that's a big topic for me. Like we went over that today, and I said that my biggest like regret in this grief work was the fact that my mother never loved herself, and I know that, and it breaks my heart. And that is my job, my generational curse to break in my family. Right? Is my generational curse to break. That is going to be your assignment tonight. You have homework tonight, Miss Tracy. I need you to look at yourself in the mirror every day, and you need to start that self-love journey. And if we need to work together on that, let me know. I will help you out. I got a girl. So that is your reading tonight, Tracy. Whew. Hang on, I got me thirsty. That one was hard. Key awareness is the word you use. All right. Gina Southall. Gina Shelthall. Gina Shel. My brain is not working tonight. My brain is honestly gone. Gina Shelton. I have a friend named Gina Southall, that's why I said that. And she must be on my mind, which is, I mean, I must be on her mind. Gina, are you here? All right, what am I giving Gina tonight? Gina, I'm gonna give you a believe in your magic deck too. I feel like it's crazy. Like I really feel like I need to reach out to this girl now because I just said her name. Like, what the hell's wrong with me? You're gonna get a believe in your own magic card too. And I thought you were gonna mermaid tonight. I don't know why I thought you're a mermaid tonight. Gina, then Dennis, then Tanya. You're tired, aren't you, Gina? I love this card. All right. I don't know why this card just says Gina. It's just beautiful, like you, Gina. It's sword. Make the change, right? See her cutting her hair, like making a drastic change to herself in the mirror, right? But you know what this is saying to me when you see this picture? It's not about cutting your hair, not changing your hairstyle. It is about being able to break up with the image that you see, right? It's about being able to change what you're seeing in the mirror, right? And seeing yourself through the eyes that you should of love, seeing yourself through the eyes of Dennis. You're next, so you came back at the right time. So Gina, it's about seeing yourself and you're making the change, right? You're making the change, right? And stepping into your power and making the change and reevaluating that relationship with the mirror. And the mirror was an important part there, I think, for some reason. Yeah, and this is the thing, and this is a great. I'm so excited, Gina, because I know Gina, and Gina's on a personal journey, and this card just signifies that this is the right time, Gina, and it says here that there's a big change. There's a big life change you've been thinking of making for a while now. This is a sign that you need to trust your instincts and take the leap. Whether you're thinking about cutting your hair or finding a job better suited for you, do the things and do it with confidence. So I am, yes, it really does. So what it's saying, Gina, is it's saying that everything that you're doing for yourself right now, keep on that path. It's saying that you need to do this for yourself, and that all of those things that you've been a little like nervous if this is the right thing for me to do, like is the job right, is the job wrong, is this right, is that wrong, that the things that are benefiting Gina are the right things. This is the time. This is your time. This is your time. This is the chance. This is the opportunity that you've been waiting for, and I feel so good about it. It's like a really like exciting like journey for you, and it's like do the things with confidence. Like do it, and do it like with panache. Like don't just do it, but like do it like a diva. That's what I'm getting from this. Like stand in that power, right? And I think that if again a lot of the it's so interesting how I think my guides do this to me because it is me being like, how do I know? Like, like I'm a little nervous about how I know these things. And it's like, this because so I can relate. So it helps me. But it's saying that like a lot of times when you have like ventured out to make a change in the past and maybe you haven't been as successful as you wanted to be and you have naysayers, right? And people that constantly tell you, well, we'll see how she does this time. And that's what we'll see how it works out this time. Like she says it all the time, right? And it's saying that you were doing it and like, don't worry about that. Like do it with confidence. Like, say what you want. I don't care. I'm not gonna let that get in my head. Like, don't believe the hype, right? Don't believe the lies because and you're on the right path. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right, Dennis C. All right, Dennis C. What are you gonna get tonight? What do I feel like? Dennis, are you still here? Let's see. Sacred Spirit, maybe? I don't know. I get a little nervous with Sacred Spirit. Sacred Spirit is a new deck, but Dennis is a good sport. So I think I'm gonna do Dennis will bear with me as I read for Dennis out of Sacred Spirit, which is a newer deck, which I love the doe on the front. It makes you think of Harry Potter, like the Patronuses. I don't know, like I love that. Yep, woohoo. Okay. I don't know why I'm doing this, but it feels like I have to do this. What are you doing with your hands, Dennis? Are you typing? Ooh. All right. All right. This is the one. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting card, Dennis. Interesting card. It is, look at that. It's the Dark Night of the Soul, and it says life brings new meaning. And I feel like you've been really doing some soul searching. I feel like all of this is kind of new to you in its own way. And I feel like you're not really sure yet exactly where you fit in with all of this. This is what I'm getting from this. And it's saying that the kind of the idea is that the journey is the idea of it. It's about all the things that you can explore, right? Life brings new meaning, right? Because there's so many things, and sometimes the learning is just the journey. And see all the different people, like all the different faces and all the different things. There's just infinite things that are out there. And it's look at that over here, like this face here. It's like the knowing. It's like all of the things, and that's what's gonna excite you is the learning. And that's what I'm getting from this, Dennis, is that it's all about the journey of the learning. And it's so interesting. It's because, and this is what keeps coming in. It's like I want to pick your brain. Like I want to pick your brain. Like I want to know about this. I want to know about that. Like a very studious kind of like you just like, you want more information. Like you just want more information. Like I feel like that's what you're searching for, is just more information. Like you're trying to pick the brain, right? You're trying to figure out all the sources that things come from and finding out like exactly where you fit in all of that puzzle pieces. Does that make sense at all, Dennis, to you at all? Like I just kind of feel like that's what it's getting. It's like a puzzle keeps coming in and it's like trying to fit, like it's like a, they have a finger and they're pushing the puzzle piece around the board trying to find like where it fits, but like stopping at every piece to kind of like get information, like trying to like, it's really strange how this is coming in. This card symbolism, it's got all the many, like it looks almost like masters, like different like people that know things, and it's this inquisitive look, like they're thinking really deeply. And it's so interesting to me, like even inside of the light there is like symbolism of people that are, looks like they're reading books and doing things. So what it's saying here is that don't worry about where the, like where the journey is taking you, but learn all you can on the way. And that's your journey, right? To know a lot about it, right? Just to know a lot about the things that interest you, and that's all it has to be for you, right? That's all it needs to be for some people. And that when that thing I'm getting hang on. When that thing is the thing. So I'm the thing, and I don't know, like the thing, like it'll be the thing. You'll know it's the thing. I don't know. Like I get a librarian kind of feel. I don't know, Dennis. I can't get past the thing. The thing is the thing. What is the thing? What is the thing? Like I don't know. It's not for me to know. Maybe you know. I don't know. Yeah, it's so interesting. Dark Knight of Souls, like the Death card in tarot, and it's just telling me it's like it's the learning. It's the learning. It's the constant learning and moving to the next thing and learning more, and then moving to the next thing and learning more is what I keep seeing. It's like in a library, like all excited about the library, like sliding on the like little like ladders, and it's interesting, and it's like frustration. And I don't know if it's frustration. I don't know what the feeling that I'm getting is. Excitement, maybe it's just like taking it all in, right? Taking it all in and not knowing what to do with the information. Just take the information in. I think what it's saying is like the transformation, the liberation of it. It's like when the thing happens, you'll know it because you have all the information about all the other things. If that makes sense. I don't know. That's what I'm getting from that. So that is Dennis Casey's card. And then Tanya, you are the next one up, and that's going to be it for tonight. Because man, I tell you what, whoo, I'll take it out of you. No, I'll take it out of you. I had no idea I have it on here this long. All right. So what am I going to do? Tanya, I think I'm going to also do, a Believe in Your Own Magic card for you. And I might do a clarifying card, maybe if I need it. For some reason, it's saying I might. Yes, I got you. Yep, I got you. Okay. So let's do a Believe in Your Own Magic deck. And again, it's princesses, mermaids, and witches. Ooh. I love this. Okay, Dennis. Okay, good. Okay, I got you. So it's just saying continue to keep on keeping on. And Tanya, I love this card for you because this girl just looks like a flat out boss. And it's feast. It is feast. Slow down and celebrate yourself, right? Slow down and celebrate yourself. Isn't that a beautiful card? Look at her. She's just like, it's there. The abundance is there. And it's like she's looking forward to the abundance is all around her. And you need to realize that you're getting the things that you want and that you desire. Take time to celebrate the achievements, right? Even if maybe you feel like you haven't gotten to where you like the pinnacle of what it is that you're kind of searching for, but you need what she's got a pipe was like I think it's like a strawberry. I think it's a strawberry. It looks like a strawberry. And from my standpoint, she's eating a berry because there's berries on the ground, but it's saying that like you need to celebrate the little victories and stop and smell the roses, because that's initially what I thought that was, right? Or stop and eat the strawberry, right? Stop and take a moment to celebrate the things that you've accomplished, and to be okay in celebrating yourself and allowing yourself to celebrate things. um, take a moment and just look around like, hey, look what I've done. And let me go ahead and read what the book says about that for feast, which is number 29. 29. And what this says is sometimes life gets a little too hectic and the inevitable happens. We forget to take a breather and celebrate what deserves celebration, right? Some things deserve celebration. Make sure you do that from now on. If we never stop to fully recognize the good we have, then the bad stuff can knock us down much harder than it would otherwise, right? The Nine of Cups and Tarot reminds me of Love It. I love it. This is saying, right? It's like you need to just allow yourself a moment to take in all the things that are wonderful in your life, because it's saying like without light there's, or without dark there's, and light and dark, it's like the contrast, right? It's talking about, it's like contrast. And that, if you can focus on all the bad shit, right? You have time for the little bitty bad things that creep in and bring dark. Then allow those little bitty pieces of light to come in too, right? So take as much time focusing on the small pieces of light that you do the small pieces of dark. And then the light you're going to see overtakes that dark because it's so much more light in your life than there is anything bad. But if you don't take time to recognize and stop and be grateful for all that you do have, then whenever you do have a moment of like, what the hell, it's a little bit more of a moment. And that is the message I got for you, Miss Tanya. So y'all, I appreciate y'all tonight. I feel like, I don't know, like I'm a little overwhelmed by those readings tonight. Today has been very interesting since the 222 portal and the whole day of like energy. I just feel like life has been in flow, and I hope it has been in flow for each and every one of you. And if it's not been in flow, I'm going to encourage you to right? That's what elevated edibles are all about. Taking a moment to anchor yourself, stop, and like I told Tanya, right? Like I told Tanya, recognizing the things that are in flow in your life. Great. Thank you, Tanya. If you recognize the things, right? If you take a moment and you recognize all of the bounty that you have in your life, and I'm telling you, if you can see that and you start being grateful for the things that you have, right? You will have more, because the universe, you're filling the universe, you're filling your energy, you're filling your space, right? With words of higher vibration. Words of gratitude, raising the vibration, smiling. It's hard to like be grateful for things you have with a frown on your face. I'm so happy I have a home. I am so grateful that I have a home that keeps me warm and out of the rain today, right? And if that's what it takes, y'all are so very welcome. And I want y'all to tell me in the comments before you go, as a payment for my readings tonight, right? As a way to energy for energy, right? Here's what you can do. I want you to tell me in the comments tonight one thing that you're grateful for. One thing that you are grateful for. I want to see all the things that you are grateful for in the comments, because that's the quickest way to raise the vibration of the collective. That is my goal, is to help raise the collective vibration of this earth, because the earth is also full of energy, and the more negative energy that's sitting on top of the earth, the more negative the earth feels, right? So if we can all put better energy and as a collective raise the vibration of humankind, we can raise the vibration of our planet, raise the vibration of our universe, and in turn making everybody much happier and healthier people. So, and I feel like that's where all the disease and all of the decay and all of the global warming and all of the terrible things that are happening in this world right now are coming from, is this piss poor negative energy that the human race, the war, the famine, the disease, the anger, the bitterness, all of the darkness that people can bring to the planet, we need to work together as a collective to raise that vibration. So just starting with grateful. I love it. She's grateful for strength. She's grateful for family and animals, grateful for her health, grateful for the money I made this weekend and arrived on time. I love that. everything is unfolding in divine time. Everything comes to us with ease, gentleness, and grace. We just need to believe it. We need to own it, and we need to affirm it, right? And so that, like I said, again, I never tell anybody that buying a box of elevated edibles will fix everything in your life. But what I will tell you is this, okay? Using the tools that are provided, whether it be elevated treat, an anchoring method, deep breathing exercises, whatever, a run, a jog, sex, I don't know, whatever it may be, right? Whatever it does to raise your vibration, to allow you to stop the snowball from rolling down the hill, because I know a lot of us are caught up in that ice, right? We're caught up in that snowball, and we feel like life is just rolling and that everything is just piling up around us, and we are stuck in that ball of ice, and there's nothing that we can do to break free from that, right? That is a prison of our own making. That's what a prison of your own making, right? You said, I started the snowball rolling and I just kept adding to it, and this kept adding to it, and that kept adding to it. And you have resigned yourself to, this is the life that you're going to live, right? This is the life that I'm going to live. If you are not happy, if you are not healthy, you can change it. If you're happy with your life, if your life is going the way you want it to go, then I'm going to tell you, I had a treat. That's why I can't focus. So have a little less of a treat. But I'm telling you, slow down your world. Slow down your world. Really look at the pieces and parts, right? And fix the one thing you can today. And then tomorrow, tackle something else that you want to change, right? And you just take an ice pick and you just chomp at that block of ice every day. You just do one more thing, right? Just one more thing, one more thing. And then before you know it, you're on the other side. Before you know it, you're on the other side. And so many people stop just inches away from their blessing. So many people stop doing things the minute before that thing was going to happen. And all it takes is faith, right? All it takes is faith. And all the worry, I tell people all the time, worry is just praying for things you don't want to happen because you're putting that to the universe, right? Just stay in flow, stay in the knowing that all is well, all is in divine time, and that if you keep just chomping at the bit, you keep getting up day after day, putting one foot in front of the other, taking those deep breaths, remembering that blessings look like work sometimes. Those opportunities need to be taken too. I promise you all will be well and all will be divine. And on that note, as always, remember to peace, love, and feast, and to stay elevated. And y'all have a beautiful, blessed rest of your night, rest of your week. Like I said, Valentine's Day goodies are on their way this week. And if you need anything, just don't forget to fill out the request form. I'll be in contact within 24 hours, and your orders will be ready within 48 hours after a paid invoice. So on that note, y'all have a beautiful night, and I will talk to you all very soon.